Hey guys, check this out. I am officially now sponsored by Dubby. Dubby is a clean energy drink made to give you focus with no crash. If you guys are like me, you're always needing a burst of energy, especially with one with no crash. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. It keeps me awake with no jitters, guys. Check it out. Merch link is in the bio.
That there are some people in this world that did not tune in to the Alliance Vlog podcast. Shame on you! Shame on you! My name is Ella Indy, and I'm one half of the NWA Women's World Tag Team Champion. And I'm Kenzie Page, the other half of the NWA World Women's Tag Team Champion. And you better go listen to the Alliance Vlog, what is it called? The podcast, period. Or you're ugly. Period. You're power approved.
Excited to be here tonight?
Because I'm just excited.
Yeah. No other explanation. Now I do believe, tell me the truth, is it true that your dad has a ringside seat but didn't get you guys ringside seats?
That is true, but it's because of his YouTube channel, okay? It's his YouTube, okay?
Her dad's an influencer, let him go, guys. But your dad's awesome, right?
Yeah.
See, he's awesome! Yeah! Give it up for Claire. Thank you so much, Claire. High five. Yeah!
Woo! High five, yeah! Because I'm over with my daughter, and that's all that matters, brother. Welcome to the pre-party, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com, your #1 source for news and information for the National Wrestling Alliance. My name is Jay Callan. Each and every Tuesday, I come to you, that hashtag NWA fam. And we're live on not Facebook. Sorry. We're not live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitch. And we're live on Twitter. Excuse me. We're live on X. What is up, Chris Dog? How are you? James Bell is in the house. Happy holidays. Hey, happy holidays at you, brother. I hope everyone had a nice holiday weekend. We celebrate Christmas in the J. Cal household, so that was a lot of fun for me to have. We spend most of our Christmas as a family, for me, on Christmas Eve. So my brother-in-law came in with his kids and his wife, and they're great people. I love being with them, and we got to open up presents and, of course, all that other fun stuff. And, yeah, we're streaming live on the X. That sounds so much cool. I'm also live streaming now on TikTok as well. And every single episode, without fail, every time I go on, not every episode, but every time I go on TikTok, they say that I look like Kevin Owens. Do I look like Kevin Owens to you? I mean, is it the beard? Is it because I'm a little chunky? Is it because I'm wearing a black t-shirt? I don't know. Caden says yes. But yeah, that's cool. It makes me laugh. It's the beard. Caden says it's the beard. A few weeks ago, the beard was much, much longer, and it looked much, much more like Kevin Owens. In my live chat on YouTube, which is also, again, on X and on Twitch, you guys could join us there. That's where the show is really more fun. We can also do things like this. We can pull up a comment from James Beard, which shows up on the screen. He's wishing me happy holidays. Noob's in the house wishing me also happy holidays. Right back at both of you gentlemen. Terry McDermott's here. Terry watched the Iron Claw this weekend. He's supposed to message me later to tell me what he thought about the movie. Dodie says, hello, Jay. Did you celebrate Christmas watching Tyrus eating 3 plates of rotisserie chicken and 12 gingerbread? Sadly, no. I'm waiting for the Tyrus Mukbang show coming soon to either the Comedy Central or the Food Network. We're going to wait and see which one comes first. Steve G's in the house. What's up, Steve? Steve, did you know that there's another event coming soon to your neck of the woods? I'm going to pull it up if I can because it looks like another good show. They're going to have La Izquierda from AAA coming to challenge Zaira for the new traditional Lucha Libre Championship, and that takes place on Saturday, January 20th in Palmdale. Make sure you check that one out, Steve. I want to hear a review. I need to know if that's ever worth me driving out there for. So Darnell Wilson says, what even is the NWA anymore? They lost the 2019-2020 Magic. Darnell, man, I mean, that's not, you're not wrong, bro. You're not. What I will say is that the NWA has evolved even in this current climate that we're in. It has become something different. If you're looking for what was so charming and charismatic about Power that kicked off in 2019 and ended in this, very, very early part of 2020, you're not going to find that. That's gone. It's done. They aren't going back there. It'll never be the same as it was. It will never be the same as it was. However, I think you're going to be able to find a lot of interesting qualities about the NWA. It is still the 10 pounds of gold. It is still a more studio version of pro wrestling. They have some great up-and-coming talents. I mean, guys like, look, I'll still say this, even though EC3 isn't my favorite person in the world, right? I still think he is a great choice for World's Heavyweight Champion. You've got the Southern Six young up-and-comers. Now, Thrillbilly Silas Mason isn't a young man, but he is their national champion, and he's kind of an untapped resource. You haven't seen him on WWE programming. You haven't seen him in TNA wrestling or MLW or AEW or anywhere else. And this is a guy that I feel Silas Mason could legitimately make a run in Japan. I feel like he could go to All Japan and take the whole damn thing over. And that's me being 100% serious, no hype to that. Silas Mason is so underutilized and undervalued, even in the NWA where he's the national champion. And then Darnell followed that up with, do you think there's still a place for studio wrestling in 2020, or are we past that? Or 2024, excuse me. And I say, no, absolutely not. We're still 100%. There is an audience for that. There is. We see it all the time. NWA is probably the most known wrestling promotion that's doing studio style wrestling. I would even argue NXT is a version of studio style wrestling, but there's like Memphis Championship Wrestling. There's Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, Derby City. Now, a lot of those are all by Dave Marquez, but there's still a lot of studio style wrestling. And I think there is room for that. I think it is. Let's see. Hello, today's the second day of Christmas. 2 turtle doves, baby. Almost Mardi Gras season. Watched the Iron Claw last night. Matthew, not right now, but when you have a minute, send me a DM on what you thought of the movie. I haven't seen it yet. I'm hoping to see it this week, hopefully before the end of the weekend, but I'm really looking forward to watching that one. Now, right back at you, Dave Scooby. I hope you had a terrific holiday. And Dave Scooby wants to remind you guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. Make sure to help that algorithm, help this channel grow. Terry, I'm sorry I didn't see your message. I will look for that once this live stream ends, of course. Matthew Underwood says it's Boxing Day for the Canucks. That's why I haven't seen Tim around the Alliance Gold. Noob says, what are your thoughts on this mixed tag match on last week's episode of Power? It's an okay match, but it felt like a hollow victory for Natalya. If this was for the Burke, it would have been different. Yeah, look, Noob, I know you're a huge Markova fan. I feel like the NWA kind of let you down in that they didn't put Markova in the most positive direction. I think Markova could be the girl, the gal, the woman in the NWA, but she's got some stiff competition because you have Max the Impaler, who is now a very dominant television champion, and you have Kenzie Page, who I think Kenzie is being elevated because of the title, and the title's being elevated because of Kenzie. It's such a symbiotic relationship. It's so good for her that I wouldn't want to take the belt off of her right now. Now, that's not to say in a few months I wouldn't mind doing it, and Markova might be the one to do it. But I think if you did it now, it would hurt Kenzie. And I don't feel like Markova's being hurt right now. The victory against Kamille, was it hollow? Yeah, Camille's on her way out. It would have been much more meaningful earlier, when she was still champion, or even before it was announced that she'd be departing from the NWA. Maybe if it was Markova versus Kamille at Samhain, and a hardcore match or something, that would have been a lot more meaningful for Markova. How about that giant screenshot of the 10 pounds of gold in the Iron Claw? The movie was a giant ad for the NWA. I haven't seen it. I know that a lot of people are talking trash about the roles of Ric Flair and how that didn't kind of under-delivered. But again, you don't want to put somebody in there who's going to outshine, the actors Jeremy White and Zach. I almost said Galifianakis. I know that's not right. Whatever. You don't want to put a star in there that's going to overshadow them. So that's probably why you got what you got. Tiffany Nieves is the ace of the NWA. Tiffany Nieves, Big Chris Dog, might be the ace of the NWA at some point, but she hasn't done anything right now. For you to say that is almost insulting, bro. What has she done in the NWA? She's had 2 matches and won. You can't call her the ace of the NWA. Is she a future ace? Okay, I wouldn't even argue with that, but come on, dude. Tiffany hasn't done anything in the NWA. That's insulting. Panny says, "Is that protein in the back?" I don't know if you're being facetious or not, but no, it is Dubby Energy. Dubby is a jitterless energy drink. They are a sponsor of the show. If you were to maybe try Dubby, you would enjoy a jitterless energy. I wouldn't call it a pre-workout. No, it's like it has like the same kind of effects as like a Monster energy drink or like a Bang energy drink. No, not a protein, but they are a sponsor of the show. That's why we display some of their caps in the back. I do enjoy it. Let's see. Matthew Underwood said, just got done with a Brock Anderson interview. He put over the wrestling schools of Dr. Tom and Ricky's school, had a match with Fodder 2024. It's time, baby. I think that Brock Anderson would fit right into the NWA, but he's not. He's not his dad. He's not Arn Anderson. He's Brock Anderson. And if you're hoping to see a big, huge run for Brock, you're not going to get it. If you're going to bring Brock in, you put him with a partner and let him excel as a tag team. Hell, I would have, going back, maybe Brock Anderson and AJ Kazana might have been a formidable tag team that they could have ran with. Panny, does it contain electrolytes? No, it's not. They do have electrolyte based drinks, like the hydration drinks. This is their energy drinks. I don't think it contains electrolytes. But yeah, as far as Brock Anderson goes, I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't hate him in the NWA, especially wouldn't hate Arn Anderson hanging around the NWA. In fact, he's the kind of guy that if Billy wanted to do so, could be the authority figure for the NWA, an Arn Anderson guy. He could be the one that's on camera making these calls. Simon Diamond doesn't have the notoriety to do that, and William Patrick Corgan comes off very awkward every time he tries to throw out a match stipulation or get into arguments with the talent on air. It doesn't look good. Go do music, Billy. Do wrestling behind the scenes. Let Arn Anderson be the face of NWA management. That'd be all right with that. Matthew Underwood says, well, what the heck is going on with this intergender match tonight? Sal's new gimmick has potential to move him up the card. I saw your comment in our Discord, and if you guys want to join our Discord, we actually have a Discord channel. It's the link is in our video description on YouTube. I don't know how to get it to you guys on TikTok. I think it's on the link tree, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I agree with you on this one, Matt. I don't understand why you would do this. When you have what's up, Vic Thide? What's going on, Fernando? You caught me doing wrestling talk, Fernando. That's what I do here on Tuesdays. When you talk about a guy like Brock Anderson, excuse me, when you talk about Sal, that's where we're going. Fernando caught me off guard. About Sal, Sal is a guy who now I'm getting blown up on the other account. Sorry guys, getting a little distracted here. Sal Renaro is a guy who I think would benefit from being used in that junior heavyweight division, and I don't disagree with you. I think there is something to what they're doing with him with the gimmick wise. We were talking about on our Discord where he seemed like he was a lot more better suited for like that heartthrob gimmick that he was using with Mae Valentine. I don't think that's where they're going to go with him at this point in his career, but I think he would make a great addition to the junior heavyweight division. They put him in an intergender match with Missa Kate, who I think the world of Missa Kate. I think she's a great competitor. I think that looks dumb. It doesn't pass the sniff test. And if Sal beats Missa Kate, what does it do for Sal? Almost nothing. And if Missa Kate beats Sal, what does it do for her? Almost nothing. It's a stupid throwaway match. And then the way they built it up was part of this whole idea that Sal was talking trash when Missa Kate and Max wrestled. Storyline that doesn't even work either, because at that point that was before Sal win, and that's when Sal the Pal and Gags the Gimp were out of the Miserably Faithful, the MFers. So it doesn't make any sense at all. It just doesn't. But so it goes. With that being said, Fernando says, how was your Christmas? My Christmas was really nice. We didn't do anything on Christmas. My family's always been kind of celebrating it on the 24th. My oldest daughter, who's now 19, was working Christmas Day anyways, and normally she'd be at her mom's house. So we always celebrate on the 24th, and it was nice. My brother-in-law came, my sister-in-law, their kids. It was just my wife, my girls. It was nice. It was really nice. And I enjoyed it. Let's see. So for those of you who are on TikTok, what I do is every Tuesday we do a live stream here on TikTok and on YouTube. Also YouTube, it's X, Twitter. Also, we're on twitch.tv, and we talk about pro wrestling. We talk specifically about the National Wrestling Alliance. Hence, it's Jay Cal from the Alliance. And the Better Show is on YouTube, where I have people who can chat and interact with me, and I can put their comments on the screen. Can't do that here on the whole TikTok thing. So, but thank you for hanging out with us again. The Better Show is on YouTube, so join us over there. Dave Scooby says, maybe bring in C.W. Anderson as a tag partner for Brock, kayfabe cousins. I don't hate that at all. I would do that in a heartbeat. I think that'd be a lot of fun, especially when you have the NWA linking itself to tradition, legacy, history, and Arn Anderson in being with those two other guys, I think would be a lot of fun. And I think it would be a solid addition to the U.S. tag team division. I just don't know how that works out. If you had the pen for the NWA, what are the 3 biggest changes you would make? Well, that's tough. I mean, the first thing I would get rid of is the whole 50-50 booking, right? I don't think everyone needs to look strong. I don't think everybody needs to have a presence. I think there needs to be talent that is strictly enhancement talent. So there are guys on the roster who I admire very, very much. A guy like Jeremiah Plunkett, who it's weird that they use him so inconsistently. He basically is works as an enhancement talent, but I think he could be so much more than that. But I would have you, if you're going to put somebody over, they need to be in the ring with Jeremiah Plunkett, and Jeremiah Plunkett should be beating the guys who are the absolute not going to draw kind of guys. I think they need to. Don't just bring in a talent and give them a title shot. Don't just bring in a talent and give them an opportunity to rise through the ranks. Make them beat somebody. Make them make the wins and losses matter. They just introduced Paul Burchill back into the NWA. He worked one tag team match with Trevor Murdoch, and all of a sudden now he's getting a shot at the national title, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, why would you do that? He hasn't earned that opportunity yet. There's other guys on the roster with a better win or loss record. I get he has a name, so bring him on the show, make him his debut against somebody like Jeremiah Plunkett, and then let him go on and have some big victories, maybe against Scion, maybe against Jordan Clearwater. Have him get built up. Once he gets built up, then you could see what's next for him. But just putting him in a title match randomly, I think that hurts not only the national champion Silas Mason, but it hurts the integrity of the NWA, because you're just bringing in a dude who, again, hasn't really done anything yet. Does he have history outside of the NWA? Sure. But there's like no storyline leading into it. There's no reason why they should be in the ring together. All right, let's see. Dave, CW, and Arn do tag. I think you mean Brock. Okay, Dave, CW, and Brock already do tag together. Well, then it makes perfect sense to put them in the Crockett Cup. Let's get this over. A Billy Special Sal versus Missa Kate. Yeah, Terry, I'm with you on this one, man. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think it works. Darnell says, dumb question. Are you old enough to be an OG NWA fan? So I will be honest, Darnell. I've been watching wrestling since I was about 5 years old. I'm 45. So did I see the heyday of the NWA? No. But I did tune into Jim Crockett Promotions. I got to see a lot of what was happening on TBS. We had TBS in my neighborhood a lot earlier than other people. So like I got to watch Saturday nights at 3:05 in California, not 6:05. I used to wake up early to watch Saturday morning. What was it? Main Event on Saturday mornings. And I like where other kids were watching, Bugs Bunny cartoons. I was watching pro wrestling. And so with that being said, no, I didn't grow up with the heyday of the NWA, but I did grow up with the NWA, really more the Jim Crockett Promotions, WCW. I did get to watch a little bit of some of the other NWA promotions at the time, but that was very far and few in between. Fast forward to the early 2000s, the NWA caught my eye when Dan the Beast Severn, this I guess 95, Dan Severn came into the octagon carrying the 10 pounds of gold, reignited all those old feelings of the NWA. And that very moment, I started researching, looking up stuff, predating YouTube. So if you wanted to know what was going on with the NWA, there wasn't a definitive spot to find that stuff. But I did the best I could. So I got to see parts of Hashimoto versus Steve Corino. I was watching when Hashimoto had the 10 pounds of gold in Japan. I'm bumping around a lot, but I've been actively following the NWA since about 98, 99. And the website, podcast, all that stuff started around 2007, 2006. Doty's excited about a CW Anderson return, as he should be. Big Chris Dog says, I don't hate Brock Anderson, but can he have his own career? Damn. Ruthless, Chris. Ruthless. Why not team him with QT Marshall as a person he has history with? I don't hate that either, but I don't think QT Marshall is going to be working for the NWA. I feel like QT Marshall is kind of, we've talked about this offline, Chris, but there has been filings for certain wrestling names from the past that had connections to Dusty Rhodes, and maybe he has somebody in mind that's helping finance this, and maybe he's got partnerships with certain wrestling schools based in Atlanta, and maybe we'll see another wrestling promotion pop up where QT Marshall is the guy. I really like recreating a pseudo territory vibe, make the NWA governing body and not a state single promotion. Darnell, I agree with you on that one too. I never liked the idea of becoming a singular promotion. I do like that Billy had the authority to control the NWA's destiny, and that was because of Bruce Tharp. Becoming a real wrestling nerd here. Bruce Tharp, his NWA, when he consolidated the ownership, right? So by hook or by crook, he became the owner of the NWA. And when he was able to eliminate the members and the other partners, he was able to kind of solidify the NWA as one organization. I don't know if that's good or bad. Dave Marquez, our friend, always says it's good because it allowed him to, it allowed Bruce to kind of make single based decisions that used to be controlled by a membership group. So when Bruce had the opportunity to be one sole owner, he was able to sell it to Billy as one sole owner. Billy has the autonomy to make all the decisions about the NWA himself. Now, adding these affiliates, territories, whatever you want to call them, I think as long as Billy still maintains the ownership of the NWA brand, that's going to be good. I don't feel like the territories are going to make or break the NWA, but I feel like it does add something, and it's going to be it gives them the ability to find new and upcoming wrestlers. And I think that's the lifeblood of the NWA. They're not going to be able to compete with AEW or WWE or even TNA wrestling for free agent wrestlers. They're going to have to develop and find their own. And a connection to the School of Morton and a connection to Dr. Tom is going to help them find these new talents. So, yeah, I agree with you on that, Darnell. I definitely agree with you on that. Let's see. I need some water. Our pal Noob says, Brian Idol and Tom Latimer is another example. Like, Brian needs to get built. He hasn't got a promo or developed his character. Noob, you're right. You're right. They haven't done much for our pal Brian Idol, formerly known as Mercurio, which is stupid in and of itself. Like, they're trying to say they're two different people. I hate that shit. Don't do that. Don't insult me as a fan. It's bad enough that I'm suspending belief in wrestling. It's bad enough I'm telling you, like, okay, that guy just powerbombed a 300-pound dude. Okay, I'm gonna believe that. But don't tell me that this dude who I've been watching for the last six months, last year and a half, whatever it's been, 2 years, playing a role as a male model, Mercurio, is now all of a sudden Brian Idol. And that, oh no, he's not that guy. He's this other guy. That's stupid. Don't do that. Don't insult me. So Darnell, you asked about was it the NWA that blew their spot with the CW, that cocaine bit? There's so many moving pieces with that. I'm going to tell you right now. CW signed a deal with the WWE to feature NXT in September of 2024. That's a big, big money deal, multi-million-dollar deal. Nothing the NWA could have done would have prevented that from happening. And with that being said, I don't think the intent ever for CW was to put the NWA on the network. I think it was always going to be on the app. Now, Billy Corgan said on radio that they have 2 TV deals in the works. He said they were practically signed, but we still haven't heard any announcement of when that's going to happen. So, yeah, they're on the CW app. They might end up on the television later. The WWE notoriously has pushed other wrestling programs off of the networks that they're on, most recently with MLW. But then MLW just won the lawsuit against the WWE. At least they decided to settle out of court. So who knows what this means going forward. Maybe the CW will be a place for NXT, the NWA, and Women of Wrestling to coexist. I'm not holding my breath for any of that. But no, it wasn't a cocaine spot. It wasn't any of that stuff. It's just not. All right, I'm going to get to some of the comments over here. Bobby Batito's in the house. What's up, Bobby? Would you like to see the grizzled young veterans wrestle in the Crockett Cup? I would love to see any tag team of notoriety wrestle for the Crockett Cup. I feel like they should split that thing right down the middle and have half the teams from the NWA and the other half free agent, unsigned top names on the indies, and let them play through. So you have your NWA rooting interest, and then you have another audience. Okay. My live just got age restricted. Your live may contain themes not suitable for young audiences and has been age restricted. All right. Was it because I flashed my top? Well, I mean, what happened there? I don't know. Yeah, I would like to see I wouldn't mind seeing the grizzled young veterans in the Crockett Cup. My pal Adam's here. What's up, bro? I hope you had a good Christmas. And yeah, I always enjoy our Tuesday chats. Terry says Billy's a fine owner, but he is not a promoter. I mean, no disrespect. He's not good at it. Where's the lie? I don't see the lie, Terry. There's some things he does that's very smart. There's things that he does that's actually good for business. But there are a lot of things that just make absolutely no sense at all. Oh, really? Because I said the white powdery stuff. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that, Matthew Underwood. We'll not be talking about that anymore on our live streams. Because apparently if you say turnout's not appropriate for you, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. So we won't be talking about any more white powdery substances on TikTok. Wow, amazing. Amazing. Let's see. There's some funny comments here. Chris says, Chase Owens for the 10 pounds of gold. Hey, no one else wants him in the States, so why not? Chase Owens is a good guy. He's a good wrestler. I think he would make a lot of sense. But because there's no direct relationship between the NWA and New Japan Pro Wrestling, I don't want to put a guy over who wrestles for New Japan Pro Wrestling when that he's never going to take the 10 pounds of gold to New Japan. Now, if there was a way to make that work, like when Rob Conway went to New Japan, then sure, I'm all about that. But I don't think that's a smart business decision. Your world champion who's working, the Tokyo Dome, but it doesn't wear the title. Like that just has a bad look for it. All Japan Pro Wrestling's right there. Maybe they're doing something with NXT. Pro Wrestling Noah is right there. And I feel like if you're going to do something like that, Silas Mason's got to be the guy that goes to Japan because he's the guy that's the most, I think, complete performer. And the dude is wired for it. Like he's background in jiu-jitsu, collegiate wrestler. Like, yeah, that guy can go to Japan and take care of himself. If things were to get, a little bit shooty, he'd be all right. Dave Scooby says Brian Idol's only claim to fame involves tackling a guy at Walmart. And back then we didn't know that Brian Idol and Markova were a couple, but there you go. Matthew Underwood says, what's the story you're hinting at with QT? We'll save that for another day, but read between the lines, rewatch the comments. It's pretty evident. I can't say everything, but I said enough. Any tag team, what the slime balls don't do it for you, they're from Slime City. I'm not a huge Slime City slime balls fan, but hey, they could grow on me, but do something worthwhile, right? Like there is a crowded, which is great. This is good news. The NWA struggled for a long time to have some decent tag teams, and now we're kind of starting to have some, at least some decent tag teams. Now, gone are the days of the ill-begotten, but you have, the Freemans. What do they call them? They're not the ill-begotten. They're whatever. Rush and Spencer Slade. That's kind of a decent under tag team. You've got It doesn't look like Mims and Dak will be a tag team anymore. You got the miserably faithful Sal and Gags always available to work as a tag team. You've got these slime balls. Such a stupid name. You've got Daisy Kill and Talos. Then you've got the Country Gentleman 2.0. You've got a couple of decent tag teams right there. And then you've got the Southern Six. You've got Murnox. You've got Blunt Force Trauma, your World Tag Team Champions. You've got Odinson and Kratos, your U.S. Tag Champions. It's starting to materialize. There's a decent tag team division. But I'm not a big slime balls guy, no. I'm looking forward to seeing what 2024 has in store for Max, or excuse me, for Markova. I read that wrong. I hope she'll win a title or get signed somewhere. Brian Idol, not so much. The whole Mercurio just attacked my intelligence. Exactly. Matthew, I didn't think you did. I didn't think you did. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's NWA Power, not Powder. That's awesome. Steve agrees with me about the Crockett Cup. Oh, real quick, let me go back over here. I know you're a West Coast guy. Are you familiar with Midnight Heat? They're perfect for the NWA. Darnell, absolutely. Midnight Heat have been out here in SoCal. They're the former United Wrestling Network tag team champions. If we're talking Crockett Cup, I would 100% put them in there too. The only problem is they're too much like the Outrunners. And I feel like there might be some confusion. It's like they're both really good tag teams, and I like both of them. I just don't know if they're both should be in the NWA at the same time. They're kind of the same thing. Paladin says, I saw Joe Kazana on the NWA stream. He said, if the slime balls are in the NWA, then they got to be good. I think Kazana's being a political, man. he can't, look, he's got a tag team called the Stu Crew. I think they would be good in the NWA. They're the, I don't think they're the tag team champions, but they're pretty solid. I like them a lot, the Stu Crew. They're over with that. JCP crowd. Slime City is pure gong show. Amazing. I bet those guys paid to be on the show for the exposure. Are you talking about the slime balls? Because I would not be surprised. Slade's for the NWA permanently. Yeah, I like Slade a lot. I don't really like him as Rush Freeman's tag team partner. The Spectaculars. That's what it was. I forgot that earlier. Yeah, they would be fun. Or Slade would be fun as a solo wrestler. Guys like him, guys like Dak Draper, I think make a lot of sense for the NWA. I feel like Billy, unfortunately, has to have some time with these guys before he pushes them. So, like a guy like Dak Draper got a huge push when he walked into the NWA, and now they kind of taken that away. We'll see what happens between him and Mims over the next few weeks. But yeah, I think Spencer Slade has a bright future ahead of him. I hope they don't stick him with Freeman for too long. And I feel like Rush could be something more than what he is too, just not the way he is now. Magnum Muscle should absolutely still tag for at least half the year. Matthew, you saw what Mims did to his boy Draper. He just left him out in the ring. He didn't give him a shot. He didn't give him an opportunity. He held out the outside of the ring. He didn't break the rules, but he certainly abused them. I like the Outrunners, got that retro look going, and they're body guys. Paladin, check out Midnight Heat as well. I think you'll like them a lot. They're pretty much the same thing. Thank you for liking the live, Stephanie. Appreciate you. NWA should bring in Cardona and Myers for the cup. I mean, yeah, man. I feel like that was a mistake not doing that last year. I think the problem is they put Cardona as this draw for them as a world title contender, and I don't think that's the case. You don't need to put him in that spot, especially when the Crockett Cup is supposed to be like this super important tournament, tag team tournament that has its roots back in like 1985, 1986. If it were me, yeah, Cardona and Myers would be in it. You get the Hardy Boys to do it. Any good tag team, and hell, I'd even put Devon and Bubba in there, the Team 3D or the Dudleys, whatever you want to call them, and put them in there. I know I know Devon can't really wrestle as well anymore, but just having that tag team in the tournament, they're former NWA World Tag Team Champions anyways. It adds to the credibility. It adds to the notoriety. And especially when there are these big names, I think that's good for business. No, Midnight Heat were not in the Crockett Cup last year. I think you're thinking of the Outrunners. The Midnight Heat haven't appeared for an NWA event. The slime ball's paid to be on Power. I would not be surprised at all. The energy drink company that makes Ric Flair's drink paid TK to have Rick on the show. I heard that too. I didn't know. I wasn't aware of that. You got Midnight Heat match on this channel. Midnight Heat versus the Bodega. Yeah, good stuff. I really enjoyed Midnight Heat, and they had a real good feud with Reno Scum, another tag team that I really, really like too. I feel like both of those teams make a lot of sense going forward. Put Freeman with Sal in the camp. Yeah. I'd like to see more of the Heat Seekers in the NWA. Yeah, I mean, Midnight Heat is different than the Heat Seekers. Maybe that's where the mix-up was at. The Heat Seekers are Elliot Russell and Sigmund, another former NWA World Tag Team Champions. Good team. I would like to see more of them in Power as well. I saw the Dudleys do a match for Impact a few months ago. Devon looked bloated. Devon shouldn't be wrestling. I mean, to be perfectly honest, he's not really up to that anymore. But if you can make it work, I think it'd be fun. Matthew Underwood says, Jay, that's a slow burn feud with Draper and Mims. That match was perfect. Even their handshake can degrade as the story progresses. I mean, I'm not against any of that, Matthew. I'm not. I think that would be very interesting. Let's see. All right. Yeah, TK got heat from a promo Ric Flair did on AEW saying anyone. Oh, okay. I did see that. Saying any woman between 18 to 25 go to my hotel tonight. TK edited out that part of the promo for TV. Later said the energy drink company was paying for him. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think that's a bad idea to have a talent like Ric Flair on your shows to help promote it. Him cutting promos and stuff, but I don't feel like he made a lot of sense for AEW, except for the fact that they're on a Turner Sports channel, and that's where Ric Flair spent most of his career. The best times of his career were working on Turner wrestling shows. So I get that, but it doesn't make a lot of sense for AEW. Now, NWA makes a ton of sense, especially because of the promotional consideration paid for by the following. That helps out a lot. There's people who are watching this live stream right now who I don't think have a lot of knowledge when it comes to pro wrestling. And some of the things I say make me laugh because I think they're just like, what are you talking about? Hey, everybody, it's Choco Elise. I like that little girl. That's my daughter, by the way. Don't say anything inappropriate, gentlemen. It's my daughter. Darnell says, on the local talent note, you see anybody at your local indies that you think could blow up? Well, right now, my daughter. Yes, queen. Right now, I think one of the best tag teams in Southern California is the tag team of the Wolf Zaddies. And they are so good, but there are that's Che Cabrera and Bad Dude Tito now. But Tito's already working matches for AAA. He's even appeared on events teaming with talent CMLL. I think that he is about to blow up. Bad Dude Tito is about to be the next guy to blow up. And I feel good about him. Che Cabrera and him are a great tag team. I hope that he would take Che Cabrera with him. I hope Tito would take Che Cabrera with him. But I know that right now, Bad Dude Tito is working with New Japan as part of the Mighty Don't Kneel. So, yeah, take that for what it's worth. Darnell, yes, Queen. Yeah, my daughter, who is wonderful, beautiful, hilarious, intelligent, funny, clever, and a lot of a snarky smartass, is in the chat. And yeah, that is my daughter. And now Claire's in the chat. So you guys are just trying to bump up my numbers. I don't hate it. But there's no age restrictions on YouTube. We didn't violate anything in YouTube, apparently. That was just TikTok. But yeah, both my daughters are on here at the moment. She said SLEIGH, Dad. Yeah, that's my girl. Those are my girls. My oldest girl is not. She's at work right now, so she's not here. But she did for Christmas get me this really cool gargoyle from the TV show The Gargoyles, which was one of my favorite shows. And when she was little, I used to watch it on the Disney Channel. And she decided to buy that for me with her big girl money, and it almost made me tear up. Okay, my daughters are killing it in here. I love you guys. Bobby Batuta says, how about Shane Haste and Mikey Nichols and Crockett Cup? Now you're speaking my language. TMDK is one of my favorite tag teams. I would love to have TMDK in the Crockett Cup. I would love for them to win the Crockett Cup. I felt like they got such a raw deal working in NXT. But yeah, they're amazing. SLEIGH. Yeah, Paladin. My daughters hooked it up this year. The two that are in the chat got me something that's really cool for taking notes and stuff. But my oldest daughter, also bought me, and I'm having a hard time finding it now. Oh, here it is. That's kind of our thing. Yeah, we like Legos. We like Marvel. We like all that fun stuff. So yeah, my girls did it right this year. And now I hear one of them coming into the chat. You guys will get to see, I think, Claire. I wish I had a daughter to get me a gift. I just got my millions of dollars in Russian supermodel. Yeah, Paladin, that's not a bad trade, to be honest. Fuego and Alan Angels. Alan Angels. I haven't seen them wrestle together yet, Matt, so I don't know if I would say anything about that.
Hi!
Okay, don't be that weird.
I mean, I did say I'm coming in the chat. You can see that.
Yeah.
I put it that to be silly.
All right, well.
Also, show them the light that you have behind you. Did you?
The what?
The light.
What light?
That one. Did you show them?
Yeah.
Okay.
My daughter's making sure you guys see everything that we have here. They're saying hello, but Matthew said, "Is this the one from the opening?"
Which opening? It depends.
Why are you excited to be here tonight?
Because that's me. Hi, I'm right here.
Okay.
Yes, that is me.
All right. Terry, did you ever see the show on ABC? I tried to watch it and I gave up on it. Are you going to hang out more or are you going to take off?
One thing before I go. Happy New Year, guys. Bye.
They want to know what I bought you for Christmas. This is Piper.
Oh, it's okay. You can tell them.
What did I buy you for Christmas?
I believe that you bought, I know Mom bought me like this Wally backpack.
I bought you that.
Oh, well, yeah. Sorry. I'm a little fuzzy in the head right now. Sorry. I don't know why, but my memory's bad. Piper. Also, Mom and Dad bought me clothing for my teddy bear, which I'm gonna tell you guys because I trust you guys not to like spread it around all the videos. But I've had this teddy bear ever since I was like 6 months old. 6 months. So yeah. Peace out, everybody, and Happy New Year.
Darnell says wrestling has more than one royal family. Paladin said you had a cute bear.
Tell him I said thank you.
I say it right now.
Thank you.
All right, now you guys beat it.
Okay, bye.
Love you, bye. It's cram, dude.
Piper, come on. Yeah, you're weird.
Wrestling has more than one royal family. Thanks, Darnell. Yeah, those are my girls. I love them. And Paladin, that was nice of you to say that. Made her day. That's her best pal right there. So let's talk about what we have going on. Let's see. Wait a minute. On Christmas Day, I would have run to my dad for my presents, and he'd shake my hand for 10 minutes straight. Paladin, that's awful, bro. That's rough. Okay. So, Let's go to this tonight's card. Real quick, we do know that there's a lot of NWA activity coming up around the bend. I'm sure we'll be talking more about this on Thursday, but we do have the Paranoia coming to Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So that's going to be on January the 13th. But what you might not have known is that there's also going to be a card the night before that apparently I don't have on my screen ready to go. I think this is it. We'll pull it up. Hopefully that's correct. On Friday night, the night before, January 12th, we have Conquer Kissimmee, which will feature the world's heavyweight champion, EC3. We also, look, I don't know if it's going to be that, but it looks like QT Marshall's right next to him. Maybe QT will be part of the show, or perhaps maybe he'll even be involved in that match. Also for Paranoia, we've got a card. We'll run that down on Thursday. Then there is the Viva Revolucion. That's the NWA versus Game Changer event that's happening on January the 13th after Paranoia, that's a Saturday. And then, of course, then Sunday in Tampa, they're doing TV tapings at around 7 p.m. at the PBS building in Tampa. So there's a lot of good content coming our way from the NWA. Outside of the NWA, you have Kylie and Kenzie Page's wrestling promotion. And that's going to be KFW, their next show, Off the Hook, which is also Friday, January the 26th. Kenzie is defending her title against Jada Stone. And then that's the same weekend, the following day on the 27th, EC3 is having his show Exodus Pro in Cleveland, Ohio, where he will probably more than likely be defending the 10 pounds of gold. So there's a lot of NWA action coming up in the next couple of days, next couple of weeks. Let's see, your dad reminds me of let's make my father laugh. You guys are blowing my chat up. I can't read everyone else's comments. Future NWA World Tag Team Champions, maybe. But if I'm lucky, no. Darnell says, I was just about to say NWA and GCW would make a great combo. If you're talking about GCW, like Game Changer Wrestling, disagree. If you're talking about Coastal Championship Wrestling, yeah, I think that would be a very good pairing. I think that would add a lot to the NWA, what they're trying to do, and what's going on for them. Dad put me on screen so you can't get to this many subscribers. Okay. All right. Enough of you two. We're talking wrestling tonight, man. It's Tuesday. Let's get back to it. Then tonight's taping. Oddly enough, I never found graphics for tonight's show. And unfortunately, because I don't have any graphics for the show, I won't be able to display anything. But I can tell you this, that tonight we're supposed to have the intergender match between Sal Renaro and Missa Kate, which I think is going to be a fun match. I think that'll be did I say fun match? It'll be an interesting match. I don't think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be quite dumb. I don't think this match benefits either one of them. I think Missa Kate is a very skilled wrestler. They should be putting her into matches that will build her up for a shot at the Women's Television Championship again. And I think Sal, if you're not going to have him in a tag team with Gags, you should focus on putting him in the junior heavyweight division. He's had a couple of opportunities for the junior heavyweight title in 2023. We saw him in Mexico City with Jack Cartwheel challenging then champion Kerry Morton. I want to see more stuff like that with Sal. I don't need to see him wrestling women. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. With that being said, you guys are killing it. Bobby Batista thinks that the King Bees will be future world tag team champions. I'm not against that either. Actually, I am against that because I do like this incarnation of Pretty in Power. But then more matches scheduled for tonight. We're also supposed to have a tag team match. Let me see something here real quick. Nope, that didn't come up. Nope. There it is. Also, tonight we're supposed to have a matchup that will feature members from NWA Exodus Pro. Lord Crew, who will make his Power debut, but has been seen on Exodus Pro in the past, will team with Carson Drake, who we saw challenge for the television title just a few weeks ago, make their debut to take on the former U.S. Tag Team Champions in Daisy Kill and Talos. That'll be interesting. That one I am interested about seeing. Talos and Lord Crew both had spent time in the United Wrestling Network, although their paths never crossed. Crew's a big dude. Crew also recently challenged for the 10 pounds of gold on a non-NWA event against DC3. Obviously unsuccessful, but I feel like he's very talented, has a great look to him, and I think he will impress a lot of people tonight on tonight's episode of Power. Real quick on the TikTok, the Yahtzees asked, one wrestler you think is overdue to be in the Hall of Fame? I mean, without question, Rick Martel, former AWA World's Heavyweight Champion, former late in his career a WCW television champion, and was putting it down in matches against Booker T and Chris. You're not supposed to say his name, and I don't want to get banned anywhere. They need to bring back the Hex. I'm for that too. The Hex was great. I feel like both Allison Kay and Marty Bell would be welcome additions to the NWA, either as a tag team or as singles. I wouldn't mind that. Noob says, the one thing I don't like in the NWA, and that's the intergender matches. Sorry to all of the Natalia Markova fans out there. No, I'm not a big intergender fan either. And I've seen it done right, and it's even when it's done right, it's still weird to me. But it is what it is, and the best way to vote is with your dollars and with your eyeballs. If something you don't like is being presented on a channel or on a TV show, you turn the channel. You don't watch it, don't support it, and that's what I feel like. If you're not happy with what they're doing in the NWA, that's what you do. Agreed. Will not be watching. Paladin says, I don't like seeing men hit women either. It's a fetish for some fans, though. I hate that. I hate when people fetishize pro wrestling. Yes, there are wrestlers who are attractive, and there are wrestlers who are unattractive, and all that other stuff. But let's just stick to the sport. Let's enjoy it as what it's supposed to be, as an event, not a place for you to get gratification for other reasons. Well, wow, that's gonna wrap it up. We're gonna call it a night here. I do want to thank everyone for, number one, putting up with the kids. That was fun. If you missed it, go back and watch it. I don't know, Luthez, you missed it, but both my daughters were in here working the camera. They were working the audience, working me into thinking that I had control of this household. Matthew Underwood says, bring Toby Farley into the NWA. 100%, dude. Yes, Toby Farley would be great. He would be a very much welcome addition to the NWA. I'm for you on that. Good night, Terry. Hope you have a good one. I hope you guys have a good one. I hope your holidays were great. We will be back on Wednesday with the other Alliance guys, Jeremy, Scooby, and Tim, as they will talk all things United Wrestling Network. I'm sure they're going to talk about the huge breaking news that we mentioned just briefly about the settlement that the WWE and MLW have reached in terms of the lawsuit with regards to MLW suing the WWE because of the preventing them from being on WWE produced channels. And then we'll be back on Thursday. We might have a crowded show Thursday night talking about year-end awards, or we might push it back till January. I'm not entirely sure, but I do appreciate all you guys joining us every Tuesday. It is the highlight of my week almost every week. And yeah, man, good times. Thank you, Jammin' Man. Thank you for Paladin. Thanks for everyone that was here. Thank you, Jammin'. You go enjoy your night as well. Go check out Power. Oh, there's also supposed to be a Battle Royal. Forgot to mention that. But until next time, we'll see you at the Thanks for checking out the Pre-Party, a presentation of Alliance-Wrestling.com. You should hit that subscribe button and join our community. I also want to remind you that we recap NWA Power every Thursday at 8 p.m. in the live stream. We try to stay social, so find us at the Alliance blog. And until next time, we are the Alliance.